Hi there, thanks for coming in today.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
welcome. Thanks for go ahead and see that you've already had a seat. I'm glad that you're comfortable. My name's Tony DePalma. I'm going to be your case manager.
I'm Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Thanks.
Yeah, nice to meet you. So yeah, I just wanted to explain my role as a case manager. I'm here to help get you connected to any community resources that you may need. Any services or resources that could help you with any problems you may be facing. Yeah, so it's a big step doing what you decided to do, and I'm glad that you came
Thank you.
in. Yeah. So, yeah, how you feeling today?
I'm breathing oxygen, so that's good. It's just been really rough,
Right. Yeah, I'm sure it has.
but I'm really grateful to be here.
Right on. Yeah, and we'll get into all that. But yeah, I'm glad you're feeling good today. I just want to go over the kind of boring. So I shouldn't say that. Boring. So
Just pop through.
all right. Yeah. So kind of just the legal stuff. I just want to let you know that anything we talk about is going to stay between us, uh, and except in a few cases such as abuse or neglect of a child, and an adult dependent or an elder, or yeah, an elder. Or if I believe you're in immediate danger to yourself or others. And yeah, your records are going to be kept private and secure in a double locked system. For example, it's going to be in a locked cabinet behind a locked door, or in a locked. If it's digital, it's going to be in a password protected file behind a password protected computer. And a lot of times that itself is behind a locked door. Um, as far as a lot of people may come in here and have probation, or if we need to contact any outside doctors, or if there's any other programs we need that you're affiliated with that we need to contact, we would need you to sign a release of information, which is totally up to you what we are going to disclose and for how long. This can just help us to better communicate and more efficiently help you in all aspects. If you get to determine the length of how long that lasts, if you don't determine a length, it defaults to 1 year. Is all that making sense so far?
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you.
And then a few risks and benefits when it comes to getting help as through a case manager is that sometimes it may feel like it's getting worse before it gets better. Um, but I just want to let you know that in most of the cases, if you power through it in the long run, it tends to have a lot of benefits, addressing issues head on, and trying to make some positive progress in whatever issues you may be facing. And then also, I just wanted to clarify a few things. So I'm not a therapist. Therapists tend to focus more on long-term emotional change and behavioral issues. I'm going to be helping more with like if you need like assistance with food, housing, any medical access, stuff like that.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah. All right. That all makes sense to you?
I think so.
Okay. Right on.
That sounds good.
I'm glad. So, yeah, moving forward, what can you tell me a little bit about what brought you in here today?
Yeah, it's just been really rough. I'm unhoused and I'm having a hard time staying sober. And somebody on the street told me that your guys' facility might be able to help me, you know,
Okay.
get out of the situation. Just kind of in a black hole.
Yeah, I can. Thank you for opening up to me, being honest. So, how long have you been struggling with being unhoused?
It's been a few years on and off. Sometimes I can have a friend's house. I can stay on the couch for a few nights, but it's usually only if I sober up. My family is pretty done with me, so no more couches from them. But yeah, like I'll be able to clean up for a few days and find a nice couch to sleep on. But I always end up using, so um, it's been on and off for about a few years now. It's just really rough living.
Yeah, I can only imagine. So let's see here. You said you have substance use issues. Can you tell me a little bit about what that entails? Are you currently using? Like how long have you been struggling with substance use?
Yeah, so ever since I was a teenager, I started using, just like weed and then drinking and then pills. I do shoot meth, and that's been my biggest problem for about the last 5 years. Um, I just can't seem to stay away from it, and it's definitely, I feel like, one of the biggest contributors to me being unhoused and on the street. Um, like I said, like if I'm not clean, people don't want me around. I just know this isn't who I'm meant to be. This is not the life that was meant for me, but I just can't change it. And I feel like there's no hope, but I'm hanging on to one last hope by trying to come in here and see.
Right on. Yeah. Well, you're definitely making the right steps. Have you ever been to any programs before, or is this your first time trying to get assistance?
I've been in program. I've never completed a program. I just always feel like they're all like 12-step based, and it's like God this and God that. And, growing up, my family was like a pretty religious, and I don't think that like 12-step program can work for me, and I get really frustrated and I leave and then I use. I haven't been to program since I've been on the streets on and off, so it's been a while since I've tried.
Yeah, right on. I can understand where you're coming from, and there's 12 step isn't for everybody. There's definitely a lot more options than just 12 step, but we can definitely try and figure out what will be best for you. Yeah, so the religious aspect doesn't really sound good to you, correct?
It's just, I remember growing up, it was a Catholic church, and it was always like God was gonna punish me and I was gonna burn in hell, and like, it's like if I'm using and I'm, doing things that I do when I use, I'm gonna burn in hell. But then when I'm sober, I'm still getting in trouble for doing things that are gonna burn in hell. So I might as well be high burning in hell then.
Right. Okay. I can understand where you're coming from, and I can only imagine how difficult it can be to be on the streets and try to get sober. So I'm
Yeah,
glad.
it's
Yeah.
really challenging.
Yeah. So. Um, have you ever tried inpatient rehab before?
Yeah, the inpatient is the one that I believe that the most I've stayed is like just before like 60 days, but they've always been 90-day programs. Um, and I've seen some people that were on the streets with me before, and I've seen them now, and they've cleaned up, and it's just like, how can it work for them, but it doesn't work for me, and I don't know how to make it work for me. It just seems like something that's not attainable. I struggle with it.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're here to do is to try to help you obtain those goals. So yeah, out there on the street, are you able to? What does a day look like for you out on the street? Are you able to get food? Like when was the last time you've been seen for medical attention? Anything like that?
Yeah, so it's pretty much just survival. Do you have to report if I steal?
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, I steal most of my food. I don't eat often, but I'll steal things sometimes to trade for drugs. Um, and it's just like survival mode. Like I'm just surviving every day, and it's just not living. And I just feel like I'm terrified of dying, but I'm so tired of living. Um, I haven't been to the doctor. Uh, I went to a clinic about 6 months ago, and I am HIV positive. And last I went, I was detectable, and I think that's definitely one of the biggest reasons why I relapse is because I feel so much shame around it. And when I get sober, it's like the voice in my head just, it's so loud, and I feel like I'm just the worst person because when I relapse, I become very promiscuous, and I don't use protection, and I don't tell people that I'm HIV positive. And I just feel like the biggest piece of dump in the world. And um, I don't know how to get past that. I don't know how to get past this feeling of worthlessness, of like being the worst person ever. And I just feel like I can't face the truth.
Okay, thank you so much for being honest. I know that was probably extremely difficult for you to tell me about. So obviously, it's going to be of utmost importance to get you some medical, have you seen by medical professionals, and try and get you some help as far as that goes. Of course, I can't really advise going around and spreading HIV if you can at all avoid it. But of course, we'll do our best to try and accommodate you to, so you're not in situations to where you feel like you have to make a decision that you can't control.
That's what I want.
Yeah, of course.
I don't want to live like this anymore.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So let's see. It's been 6 months since you found out for the first time you have HIV.
Since I got that undetectable,
Okay,
when I got tested last, and I know that there's medication. I just can't seem to prioritize like my health, and I know that by not prioritizing my health, I'm not prioritizing the health of others. I just feel so horrible, and I can't seem to face the reality of the situation. I'm just like hiding and running and hiding and running, but I know it's not good. I'm just making myself feel worse and worse. I just don't know how to be in the solution.
That's understandable. So yeah, don't shame isn't going to really help at all. Don't beat yourself up too much. We're just going to try and identify the problems in your life and then see what we can do to try and improve the situation so we can stop making the same mistakes. But there's no shame here. It's this is all good, a good step forward, and you're being very brave by giving forth this information. And yeah, we're just here to help you. And this isn't a space that anybody's going to make any judgments or anything like that. So
Thank you so much. I was so afraid of that.
yeah, absolutely. So why don't you, let's back up a little bit and tell me, what was life like before all of this happened?
Like before I was on the streets.
Yeah, so like what was life like, and then like what kind of happened to where you fell into and found yourself in this situation?
I just, I grew up and I was in a normal family. Like I'm the only one in my family that has these issues, and the first time that I smoked weed, I started smoking weed. I was 13, and it was just like all of my anxieties went away. I remember always feeling like nobody cared about me, but everybody was like always watching me and everything I was doing at the same time. Like I was so insignificant, but still everybody was so fixated on me and every little move I made. And when I started drinking and using, like I got that relief from that. And I think it just wasn't fun. Like I hear people say like it was fun, and then it was like fun with consequences, and then it was just consequences. And I don't even remember it really being like fun. It was like the first few times, I did it for fun, and then by the time I was 15, I was like, I felt like I was already like anything I did, I had to have some kind of mind altering substance, and so I just stopped participating in my family life as a teenager, and it just feels like it's been rough my whole life, and that's why I think maybe I feel like what's the point in trying, because it's like I don't remember it being that great before. So, and when I stop using, it's torture, and I don't know where to go to get help to change that. Like, I feel like if 12-step programs don't work for me, like, there's no hope, what's the point? But somebody told me to come here and that you guys might be able to show me a new way, so.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely a common sentiment amongst addicts. Them saying that it took away that feeling of like negative self-worth and feeling like they were different then. But so just to expand on that point, were you feeling that way because of anything specific? Like, was there trauma in the household, or were you just, was that just always how you were?
Yeah, I feel like that's just always how I was. There were some uncomfortable things that went on, you know, when I was a kid, but I just feel like those things happen to just everybody. So, um, yeah, it's
Yeah, when you
just,
say uncomfortable stuff, what do you feel comfortable expanding on that, or?
yeah, just like, you know, like older kids messing with younger kids kind of things. Like, just life happens, you know.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to pry too much, but was it when you say things, was it like it was sexual in nature, or was it just like horseplay?
Yeah, it was like sexual nature. I know that, I don't know, just some things happen. So
Yeah.
I just feel like the alcohol and like the drugs really just help me like not think about things, and I don't have to make a big deal out of those things because I could just get high, and it's just this vicious cycle that I'm stuck in
Yeah.
of, you know, using and then gaining more trauma because I'm using, and I just feel like I know I'm not special, like these things just happen, so what's the big deal? Like, I just have to continue continue on the way I'm doing it. I don't know any other way of living.
Right. Yeah. That's so. All of these things we can. Sounds like you, if you're interested, we could definitely get you hooked up with therapy. It seems like there may be some deep rooted issues that that need to be explored in order to tackle the bigger problem of substance abuse, which seems to lead in the problem of being unhoused. So if we can get you into some therapy, we can maybe tackle some of these bigger issues that are cascading into all the other issues of your life. Because there's definitely some things that seem like they can be explored if you would be up to it, and if we can get you help in that area of your life, we may help and benefit you in other areas of your life.
Yes, if you know another way to go about things, I'm open to trying it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're here for. Um, so was that about it as far as, I mean, I know that was a lot, and I wanted just to really thank you for your honesty. It takes a lot of courage, especially if you haven't told anybody before. But was that it as far as your issues, or is there other stuff?
Those are the big ones that I feel like I don't know what to do about. I'm out of ideas.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely get you set up with the appropriate resources. I just wanted to thank you so much for coming in today, and yeah, hope we can work together to put together a treatment plan and get you the assistance you need as soon as possible.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming in. See you next time.